The military has intercepted a boat carrying activists on their way to Gaza. The UK-flagged civilian vessel was boarded while it was in international waters. Israeli quadcopters surrounded the vessel. These are pictures from the moment activists on board were told to take cover. Climate campaigner Greta Thunberg and 11 other activists were on board before communications were cut. The group was aiming to break Israel's siege on the Strip, a blockade that's illegal under international law. This is the moment the activists on board the Madleen ship were surrounded by Israeli authorities.
We're being boarded right now. We're being intercepted right now.
Please, everyone.
تخبرونا بأن نرفع أيدينا في هذه اللحظات.
Go, phones need to go, please. Toss it in the water.
أخبرونا بأنه في مع السلامة مشاهدينا.
Well, before the boat was intercepted, activists recorded messages urging their governments to act. One of them was the Swedish activist Greta Thunberg.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Huwaida Araf is the co-founder of International Solidarity Movement and the Freedom Flotilla organizer, and she's live for us, joining us live from Sicily. Huwaida, great to have you with us. Thank you. When was the last time you heard from the boat?
Our last interaction with the boat was approximately 2 hours ago now. We had been watching and in communication with them as they had been approached by what we believed were Israeli vessels, and then the Israeli vessels sailed away from them, but then they sent drones that were overhead drones, and then what we believe are quadcopters. One of them released some kind of chemical onto the boat, and then shortly thereafter, the entire Madleen was surrounded by Israeli forces, and we lost communication just as it looked like the Israeli forces, the commandos, were taking over the vessel.
So one imagines that they've all those on board have been taken captive.
All those on board have been abducted. They have been taken against their will while they were sailing peacefully and lawfully in international waters. They were in international waters sailing towards Palestinian territorial waters, not getting near Israeli waters. So it needs to be made very clear that Israel has absolutely no jurisdiction, no lawful authority to take over this vessel, to intercept in any way, and to use any kind of force in its interception. What Israel is doing, as what it did to them, Madleen, just like what it's doing in Gaza and the rest of the occupied territories, is blatantly illegal. And the fact that now we have 12 international civilians that have been abducted by Israeli forces is precisely because our governments have been allowing Israel to massacre Palestinians, to ethnically cleanse Palestinians, starve them, not just for 2 years, for decades without doing anything. We took to the seas to try to break an unlawful siege, and Israel used unlawful force to intercept us. We are concerned for the safety and well-being of our colleagues, but we also are drawing the eyes and attention of the world on what is happening in Gaza. That is the situation that the world needs to urgently intervene to stop. It is unacceptable that a country, a rogue country that is on trial for genocide like Israel, is able to determine who and what can get into Gaza, especially when it comes to humanitarian aid that can help people survive. And so our colleagues were at sea doing this. We are urging others to join us because we are not going to stop. Right now, we're focused on making sure our colleagues are okay. I will repeat, they have been abducted, taken against their will from international waters, and are in the custody of a brutal and unlawful rogue state like Israel. And we are asking everyone around the world, and especially the representatives, the countries of these citizens, to speak up and speak forcefully and condemn Israel's actions and sanction Israel for what it has done to the Madleen and what it continues to do to the Palestinian people.
Can you have any confidence in the international community, given the scant pressure they've put on Israel so far?
That's a good question. No, certainly their actions, not just in the past 19, 20 months, but for decades, it gives very, very little optimism that they will do the right thing. But what I do know is that international pressure from civilians around the world is growing, and there will come a point where these countries will not be able to withstand the outrage of their civilians. Millions have been watching the Madleen because millions have been watching Gaza and are outraged by it. So the pressure is definitely on them. And look, they claim, especially European countries, almost every citizen aboard that vessel was from Europe. They claim to uphold and respect international law. Well, the United Kingdom, its flag is flying on the Madleen. The Madleen is sovereign UK territory. We need to hear the United Kingdom speak up forcefully to condemn Israel's attack on UK territory. And the primary purpose and responsibility of every country is to protect their citizens. We need to see the countries of the citizens who are on board. That is France, 6 civilians on board from France, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden. We also had Germany, and then we had one also from Turkey. All of these countries need to speak up. But you're right, their actions to date foster very little confidence, but I know the people all over the world will be speaking up, and these countries hopefully will feel the pressure.
Huwaida, thanks for talking to Al Jazeera. Huwaida Araf there from the Freedom Flotilla movement. Thank you.
Thank you.